Welcome, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Get Deep podcast. I'm your host, Ian, aka Dano. And today we got another special guest, man. This guy is an entrepreneur, a rapper, a businessman in the flesh, and he's only 20 years old. Today we have Baby T in the flesh. How are you doing, man?
Doing y'all, man. Doing good, doing good.
Doing good, bro. Liking the merch, bro. I just heard he had just dropped a new album. It just came out. Go ahead, give a little description about it.
Yeah, final stage out now. All platforms, go grab that. Got some of the biggest names from the city of Detroit on there. I got Babytron, Babyface Ray. That's just a few. Go. You want to see? Go grab the album right now. It's fire.
Baby Tron, Babyface Ray. First, I like Babyface Ray. Big fan. Didn't even realize or recognize that. That's awesome. I like Corporate Thuggin', the best song. I'm saying it right now. Corporate Thuggin', the best song on the whole album.
Man, I don't know,
That's
man.
my personal
Sorry.
take. When you sent it to me on Apple Music, I played it as soon as I got into my car, and that was the first one. I was like, yep, the cadence, the style, the flow, it felt like you meshed with it perfectly.
Hell yeah.
I like that. But before we get into to all the rap, I want to kind of get a background on where you come from, man. Where's it started? Where did the inspiration come from to be a rapper? Was it like always there? Or was it cultivated?
I'm not gonna lie. I did not always plan to be a rapper. Like, I'll say about 2018, 2019. That's when I started high school, freshman year, Babytron. Like, that's when he first started. Like, he wasn't popping, famous, nothing, but my homie came to school playing him. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this? Who is this guy? So I played him more. I'm like, he fired. The bars, the delivery. This nigga's fired. So I'm playing his shit every day, and that's it. So I'm like, yep, I'm gonna go on my phone, make a few songs, do a little thing, like, trying to be like him type thing. I did that shit, and I'm like, yeah, this shit fun. It's definitely fun. My homie was saying, like, yeah, bro, you got it, bro. Just keep on going, get better. That's what I did. It became a hobby. Yeah, but Baby Tron, he definitely got me started with this shit. Uh, yeah, man. Just from there, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So growing up there, everybody rap. Not everybody rap, but
Yeah,
rap is definitely a big thing there.
yeah,
It's either rapping, selling, or death.
yeah.
That's
So
it.
there's not a lot of options you had, and you felt rap was just like it was just something. But Baby Tron, I know you told me Baby Tron was one of your favorite artists, but I didn't know he was like literally the guy that put you on to rap. That you were like, I want to do this thing for real now.
Literally, and that's why, like, when I first started listening to him, I'm like, hell yeah, I need a song with this nigga like that. Like, that was one of my biggest features I ever thought about doing. I'm like, he's my top one feature,
Really?
and he's on that album.
Baby Tron. Again, like that is awesome. It's kind of cool to see how people can be influenced. Baby Tron, like I said, I wasn't a huge fan when I've heard him. I've heard a lot of his stuff, but I know that I gave him a second chance and he's fire. But to see that he's already influencing the next generation to where you've already got features from him is pretty crazy to see in only a short amount of time. Most people can't pull that off. Very
No, for real.
impressive. But you said you grew up in Michigan?
Nah, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Michigan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm not thinking Wisconsin is gonna be like very dangerous down there. What's that like? What was your childhood like, kind of
It's
growing up?
like I said. That's why I don't just say Wisconsin. I say Milwaukee, Wisconsin,
Yeah,
because it's the Milwaukee part that people got to get through their head. Like, I ain't gonna lie, but like it's dangerous, bro. Like, everywhere you step, you gotta watch where you're going. You can't just sit in the car. Like, a lot of trends that's popping off right now, it came from my city, Milwaukee.
mm.
The car stealing, all the dancing, just the claps and the songs for the beats and shit. That all came from Milwaukee.
Mm.
It's like, it gets dangerous there for sure. And Milwaukee and Detroit, we're neighbors. So
Yeah, the truth.
Detroit, Milwaukee,
That do make sense.
definitely the same thing.
I'm not gonna judge a book by its cover. I come from Iowa, and people always think like it's cornfields, but you get to certain parts of the city, it's always something going down. But Milwaukee, I never would have guessed that. So how long you been living down in Nashville now?
Uh, I just moved back from Milwaukee. I say like last year. So I've been here for about a year now, a year or two.
So for you, were you staying in Milwaukee previously? And the reason why I asked was wondering was moving here like a strategic move for music, or was it more just kind of getting a fresh start?
Uh, Not even, bro, because like we moved here to Tennessee like peak COVID, 2020.
Mm.
I was in high school still. Think a sophomore or something. It was all my mom. I didn't care. I knew like, she had her reason for doing it. I seen like, okay, I can get new fans, new scenes. So I was like, all right, but yeah, 2020, I finished out high school, senior year. After I graduated, I went back to Milwaukee for a year. Then after that year, that's when I came back here, and now I'm here.
So it wasn't even for like the rap scene. You just kind of happened like the luck of the draw.
Yep.
So since being down in Nashville, there's a show going on every night, all night, as some kind of show. I know you perform and you're kind of doing your own little thing, but is there anything upcoming like in Nashville we should be looking for, especially with the release of the new album that just came out?
Uh, I'm not really focused. I mean, like Nashville is the big city, but I want to get that Bridgestone Arena.
Mm.
So for that, I got things going on in Clarksville, like little side shows and shit, little gigs there. I want to hit they big arena there. It's X&M Bank Arena.
Yeah,
So I'm taking little steps to get to that arena,
just
and like
build.
I want to get to the big stages.
Yeah, just kind of building the process, paying your dues, like, getting the money going, getting the flow going. I see you always got the no money shortage merch. Where did that come from? I seen you had the pouch, you had the shirts. I seen you working on logos. Where is this like your personal brand or is it like a collective? And how did it start?
Yeah, it's a group thing. High school, we were just like, we need a group name, something we could represent, something we can go by every day. I just thought, let me see, we went through a few names, it wasn't clicking. I was just like, NMS, no money shortage.
Money
The shit,
shortage. So it's
no money shortage. We all get it. We all, want to keep it coming. Everybody need it. Shit, no money shortage.
no
They
money
fuck.
shortage. I like that. So you're trying to not only build like the rap scene, but you're trying to have like the business side going with it, as in the merch, the clothing. I know you previously talking about you cut hair, you cut a haircut business. So now that you kind of have like two
And it's tatted on me.
tatted on you, is crazy. Fully kid repping the money. Honestly, it's dedication. You know what? Full sin dedication. I like that. But now that you have kind of like two whole businesses, the career of rap music or haircuts, merge, like which one is which one came first? Was the music and the business kind of like a collective? Because I know you said you wanted to cut hair previously off camera. Is that still like I want to do my haircut business? I want to do the clothing business, or is that kind of just like maybe after the rap kind of gets through?
I mean, like, and that's kind of like the battle because these, like, in the mess, no money shortage. It's money in cutting hair, it's money in rap. I can't really pick between the two
Yeah,
and just cut off income. So it's basically just like, whichever one comes up. But rap is always more as a hobby. Like every big rapper, they'll tell you, like do business first. Like never just throw all your eggs in one basket with
mm,
rap. Rap is just something I'm not gonna say for fun, but like that's what it is. Yeah, like the shows and all this stuff, but after that, what are you gonna have? What are your kids gonna have?
yeah,
You So that's why I wanna have just like the cutting hair aspect of it as right there, like something to fall back on and more just something like so I can just
yeah.
mm, live life and just cause I enjoy it. I just do that just like weekend things or whatever. I don't know. I haven't really thought it all the way through yet, but I mean, cause I started cutting hair at 14. I started rapping at I think about 15.
Mm.
So cutting hair definitely came first.
So the business is always first, and I like what you said about it's always got to be almost like a hobby. And I was talking with my mentor about it the other day about like when you're pursuing stuff like this, and he said it's always hit or miss, and especially in the industry, like you can blow up real fast, and just as quick as you can blow up, you can burn out. Like it's just you never know how it's gonna go. Having a career or something could fall, like to kind of continue having cash flow is key. That's a very entrepreneurial mindset that I wish I had learned a lot sooner. But who inspires you, like business wise, to kind of keep that mindset? Because I know a lot of rappers. You know, you got like the baby, you got like Gucci Mane, you got like all these other artists have clothing lines, business lines. Like, was there an inspiration, or you always had like the I gotta Kanye?
Okay,
You said what?
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Where did Kanye come from? I was not expecting Kanye.
I always wear Adidas. I love the track pants. I always wear Yeezy. And just his like people think he crazy, all this stuff. No, it's the media, of course. But he's a marketing genius.
He really
He
is.
knows he knows what he's doing. As many times as Adidas or whatever, tried to shut him out, he still made his money and he still is on top.
Mm. You know what?
So that
The rap
but
game
there's
loves Kanye. Kanye does have a full business, and even though they tried kicking him, is he still? I know he got like kicked out from his own like company, but is he still gone? Or I'm guessing he still gets residuals, and even then, he has like two other companies he belongs.
Yeah,
Insane.
I'm not sure about that, but I just know like he's still doing what he needs to do. He just had a show in North Korea, a listening event, sold out arena, North Korea,
North
sold
Korea.
out.
I didn't know people know about Kanye in North Korea. But getting back more towards the music, as well as creating music, which is like the fun part about it. There's also like a lot that goes on the side where you're going through marketing, social media. It's would you tell me about like the process for an artist? Like not only like everybody has talent in this world. There's so many people that go their whole life without even getting known just because they just were at wrong place, wrong time. What's like that process? Because I know the film process, social media, but the music process is just as cutthroat and ruthless. And in a city like Nashville, everybody and their mamas do music. What's that process look like for you?
I mean, yeah, man. Like I said, you just gotta sit down, keep time. Like for me personally, I don't write. I don't have to write just based on my background where I came from. Like I can freestyle.
Free
Like
all your songs
freestyle
freestyle.
most of them. Like
Wow.
I have an album called The X Files where I recorded. It's a 30-track album.
Yep.
I recorded a song a day for a whole month. Mixed, mastered, all by me. 30 days. Didn't write none of it.
Just freestyle.
Just,
Each day you just talked about literal life experience.
yep.
That is
And
crazy.
that's why I love rap, just because I can talk about where I came from and just hope that people can see they're not the only one going through things and that they can overcome it too. And just
Mm.
have something to relate to and and it's some fire music so they can ride around to, get money to. Dude, just bump it.
I heard that. So not only you're making music, but there's a message you're trying to leave behind to people.
Definitely,
People that have been through some real life problems and issues. You want to kind of relate that there's a way out.
definitely. Because it
So
is.
tell us about because I know you mentioned Milwaukee's like a dangerous place, but like what was childhood like for you? Was it like are you a big family person, or you and your mom? What was it like for growing up? Was it cool? Like just a little preface to kind of get people to know about you a little more.
I mean, yeah, childhood, I love my family. We're all close. It's 8 of us.
Big family.
Yeah, it's 8 of us. I'm the fourth. I'm the fourth.
Middle child. Yep.
Yep.
I know how that be.
Yeah, I mean, we had a decent childhood growing up. Not the biggest home, but not the shittiest. Was, but we came from the shittiest. But the way my mom was, she never let us see that side or let
Hmm.
it get that to know, like, okay, we're poor.
Yeah.
She always made sure, we got what we needed, food, clothes, roof, the basic essentials.
She was a hero
House,
locking in.
yeah,
I like that. Right. I like so that's the whole like where you know you're poor but it doesn't like feel like you're poor. Bro, that hits me right here because I remember when I was young, bro, I had the same experience where I was like, we didn't have a lot, but like it was always enough. Like I had to like buy my own stuff. I couldn't afford the sports gear, and it didn't really hit me that we were poor until I was at my church, and I always forget this. And they were doing like food drives for like the poor people, and they came knocking on our door first that same next day, and I was like, wow, we're poor.
that's diabolical.
Bro, like, bro, the whole food pantry, bro. I remember that. I remember that when I was young, but that's like it's a testament because, like I said, my mom raised 8 kids as well, 8 kids by herself. Um, but we never like again, like we always had it, but it was just enough, and I never really felt like poor or put out. It just shout out all the moms out there
Yeah,
like
no, for
that.
real. She definitely my hero because she did a lot. She did a lot for sure and made sure that we're all good. And that's why I really started making merch just because all since a kid to make it easier for her, like I bought my own backpack. I bought my own clothes, didn't try to be such a burden on her so she can do more for the other kids type thing.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was just really it. And I'm like, it all stemmed down to no money shortage.
no money shortage. I like that. You had that as soon as you get big, buying the house for it, right? Yes, sir. Buying the house, retiring.
That was dope.
Heard that. So you have 3 older siblings, 4 younger siblings. So now that you have younger siblings, is it like your whole family music industry, like, or are they all kind of spread out? Because the reason I ask is all my family is interesting. My dad was like, my birth dad was like an entrepreneur, rapper. He did some acting or writing. He did a whole bunch of stuff. Whatever money was
Yeah.
made, he was trying to make it. And all his kids, all my siblings are all doing something in the entertainment industry. They're all rappers, producers. I'm doing acting. I got to start doing business. Is it the same thing with your family where like they all got that creative touch, or is it kind of just you?
I mean, we're all definitely creative, but it's just my older brother. One of them, he's a rapper, really rich. He's featured on almost all my songs. He's uh he's actually on the album, the final stage
Yep.
with Baby Tron and all of them. He's on there. And my other brother, like he's a teacher, school teacher, and just my other brother, manager, retail store, T-Mobile. But no, we're the only two that's in the music industry.
Mm. So do you think you got that creative side from your mom or from your dad? What do you think is the source that is like where you kind of get it come? Because we all have genetics from our parents that get passed down generation, not just looks, but like habits and talents like that they have. They could pass that down to you.
Yeah, I definitely got the creative touch. I feel like from my mom, but the hustle, the drive, the no money. My dad, of course.
Mm.
Just seeing what he all, seeing both of them, like they both have it for sure. Just it stems from watching my mom, get it every day, get up, provide for us. Like I looked up, I'm like, bills paid every month, whatever bills are paid. We have food. There was never a time that we seen we were poor because she did her job.
Yeah,
She made sure. My dad, same thing, did his job. So it really comes from both of them, but the creative touch, my mom for
definitely. Your
sure.
mom gave it to you. Yeah. Are you close with your dad? Are y'all still like close or
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But he lives in Minnesota.
Minnesota? So you be frequent in Minnesota, or it's just like every now and then I'll be going down there?
Every now and then.
I hear that. Like I said, it's always interesting because I was adopted, so I didn't meet a lot of my family until I was already in learning about just I got a whole family that's all in the creative industry right over here. Music,
Yeah,
rap, business, acting, writing. We're all doing different stuff, And you got two siblings, you and your brother, really rich. I have seen you tag, I have seen you collab. What is have y'all like made any plans? What y'all plan to do when y'all both get big? Like, are y'all gonna? Is he part of No Money Shortage? Like, is the business, or are y'all gonna do? I don't know if it's a co-album before. Like, how do y'all make that music, and how do y'all like? Because if you freestyle, like he be writing for you, or you know what I mean? Like, what is y'all be switching out songs and like going through features?
nah, bro. We like we're the exact same. He's still in Milwaukee, so he's seeing it day by day. You know, a day for him that's 20 songs. So
20
he don't
songs
have to
one
write
day.
songs. He don't have to write. I don't have to write because I've been through it. And me personally, I'm aware. I see everything. I soak in everything. So I just know how it is right now, and it can bring out that emotion in me and bring out the memory and all of that
Mm-hmm.
on track. So I don't physically have to be there anymore to rap about it.
Heard that. So it's like you're not really like there's no cap, there's no makeup. It's more like you're just literally expressing like trauma or like expressing like emotions out of you. And
Yeah,
is that like a healing process? Does that like like resolve any kind of trauma you've endured, or is it just kind of like I'm just kind of telling like it's history?
that's basically what it is. Like I wouldn't say trauma, but just like I said, like just spreading awareness, letting everybody know like what's going on there, what I've been through. Because people think they've been through worse than everybody.
Mm.
Like, oh, I've been through so much. I've been through so much. I can't do this. But they don't know the next person literally been through something way worse,
Yeah,
and they're still going, and they're still going.
exactly. That's why
And
I
that's basically what
100% agree. Privilege is invisible to those that have it. Like I said, people have a complicated life. Lord knows I've had a complicated life, but I try not to make a big deal because somebody always in the world got it worse. Somebody's always struggling, was always suffering. Like I said, Babytron for you was that inspiration, but now you could be the inspiration to somebody else that they need to help them keep going. But I know you say you've been through a lot. We don't got to get into that. But like, what was like a catalyst that kind of like molded you as a person like here today? And I ask because I think every person has like whether you go through it now or later, that moment where it's like whether it's dramatic or it's inspiring, but like that one defining thing you're like, man, this really changed literally me. Like I had grown, I had to evolve almost to be something different.
man. I can't really say. It's just my whole life. My whole life, like I said, like, I'm aware. I've been seeing like the surroundings and all that. I just want to see us, finally get what we deserve. Just
Mm,
watching my mom every day. We've been through like 30 houses, maybe more than that.
mm,
Moving house to house to house to house. Seeing her get up every single day, slaving, working, doing what you got to do. Came home, food, clothes, wash, clean house, get up next day. I'm just like, I'm proud of it. I want to break that curse. I want to break that curse, and it
heard.
starts.
Yeah, that's deep. That break that curse. I like how you said that because a lot of people, and like I said, I don't know how spiritual you are, but a lot of things we have, like you said, could be curses, like generational. It could be oppressed on the family, like the poverty we go through could be imparted, like ancestors, and y'all ain't even did nothing. Y'all is dealing with the aftermath, and for you to recognize that, hey, like this is something that we could break. This is something that you could break is huge because most people don't even get to that space of a
No,
generational curse. Do
and
you?
that's why I really, bro, like I started meditating like
Mm,
for months straight, straight fruit to really get down to the root and get down to the core Because it all stems back to, like you said, the ancestors.
The
We got
ancestors.
to tackle that, see how we can do better, see how we can break that curse, and start building that generational wealth. Got to get down to the dirt.
Yeah, you got to get to the roots. Like you said, go back to the
Yep.
roots. So, are you big into like spirituality or like you said, like just energies, vibrations, trauma? Like, what's that like? Where does that come from?
Yeah, I don't really like that term, spirituality. We're all spiritual.
Yeah.
You got a spirit, I got a spirit, she got a spirit, we all got a spirit. It's just, are you tapped into that spiritual side of you?
Mm. All right.
That's what it
Like I
all
said,
comes down.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, but I wanna break it down for people and hear it. So, like, what are some things you would say that would help people tap into to their spiritual side to kind of get to know themselves? Not only that, but like know their family selves.
All I can say is meditate. That is the key.
Mm.
Meditation. Because you have to go within first to be able to interact with the outside world. First, you have to go within and fight them battles. Fight everything you've been holding in. Fight things you don't know about yourself. Then you will start really freeing up
Yeah.
space to receive new information.
You gotta empty out the closet. You gotta pull out the demons from the closet. Like I said, I've already went through part of this process. I'm asking for people who haven't, but like I said, I don't necessarily believe in spirituality, but I do believe the spirit realm exists. Whatever happens in the spirit happens first before it happens in the present. So like poverty, generational curses, for example, like the things your parents dealt with or ancestors dealt with and they didn't fix, it gets passed on to us. Whether it was, like greed, anger, violence, addiction, like even drinking too much, like a lot of these things we're dealing with, they've been passed down. And like if we don't work on ourselves and heal, we're gonna pass it on to our kids. Like I said, not only is genetic, but you're passing on traits of your literal parents are getting passed on to you. We are
Yeah.
adapting not
That's
only
um,
physical but
but I'm
spiritual.
tired of it. I gotta be that person to just shut it off. I'm not passing down no bad traits, no bad habits. Like I'm living this life for the future generation of my kids,
Mm,
and so on and so forth.
mm. So what was the hardest thing that you had to like let go of? You would say that like that was like a hard hold, or even like maybe you haven't, but like it's something that was like, man, this was a demon that had to be gone, especially for you to elevate to the next level. You know what I mean? Like you said, to heal, to let go.
Like I can't really say because I let things go as they come. Like I never form a big attachment to things
Mm,
because you know I'm only elevating. Attachments only bring you down.
mm.
So
Okay,
I can't
wait,
really.
hold on. The
I
tattoos only
can't
bring you down. Like break that down. What do you mean by that? Let's expand on that.
really
Attachments only bring you down. Do you mean like attachments to people or attachments to like the
anything
ideas that like are your problems? Like,
like the lower vibration things like if like whether it's weed or we can just say lower vibrational food or people, they'll want to attach to you and keep you at that vibration
mm,
while you're trying to go up. You can't have them pulling on your energy while you're trying to go up.
facts.
So you gotta let that go so you can fully ascend.
Fact. Okay, good. See, like, and this is where, like, I know we talk about, or I like talk about, like, God, and I know you don't necessarily have the same beliefs, but it's so deep because, like you said, the lower vibrations, there's like things that literally, like, to keep you at a certain level spiritually. Like you said, whether it's weed or like having sexual immorality, lust, porn, like, there's these things that will literally keep you in a lower energy state. Like, as men, we have a life force in us that needs to be expanded. That's why lust is a big one that will keep you in low vibrations. When you're giving that away, you're lowering your energy because that is literally life that is supposed to come at you. That's where your creativity comes from. And like you said, I was talking to my mentor about this, like everything is a spiritual thing. And once you recognize that, it really like opens the door because when you do this, you're opening yourself to a spiritual experience, good or bad. You know what I mean? I have people that believe like weed opens up the conscience to elevate yourself to like the spiritual realm. But with the good comes the bad of the spiritual realm. And a lot of people are lowering themselves, doing drinking habits every day, smoking every day, watching they shouldn't every day. And they don't know that's like literally the only thing that's holding you back. Me included. I'm preaching at myself. I don't point fingers at nobody, you know what I mean? But I just it's good to see that we don't even have the same beliefs, but we're already tapped into the spiritual exists and energy is crazy. But now that we know what lowers it, what do you think elevates your energy? What can somebody do for themselves to kind of like get out of that?
Man,
Meditation is one clearly.
everyday things, bro, like the natural things, just earth, getting the proper sun, water,
What?
eating the good things, like really like fruit. Because in fruit, it has its natural sugars, it
Yeah,
has the natural water. It's called H3O. This is H2O.
yeah,
Fruit, it has water H3O, which is what we really should just be eating and drinking. We should be eating our water, not drinking it.
right. And again, this is crazy stuff because I'm finally getting to that point where it's looking at the diet and all the processed foods and how it's polluted. And like you said, I'm going on a meat, fruit, eggs, veggie kind of like diet. You can get all your protein, your carbs. Carbs are in fruits. Sugars are in fruits. You can get a lot of it from fruits, and you can eat just about as much as you want. And even more so, like to raise your energy. Like you said, I like to do this once a week. I go for a walk, and I go for like a 4, 5 mile walk, and I put on some music. Nothing like negative, but like anytime I'm feeling down or like angry, I've had days where I was literally like pissed. I get outside, go for a walk for like 20 minutes. I'm in the best mood ever. But
No,
people,
for
like some
real.
people, it sounds like cliche or corny, like get outside, feel earth,
Yeah.
clean. But like when I'm eating clean, I'm taking care of myself. When I get some sun, my brain isn't cloudy. There's no brain fog. And this is why, again, it's important, like you said, to have no attachments. Because once you have those things that attachments, the things that will cloud your mind, it's very scary to see what it's like without that cloud. And that's why I was telling you about like the catalyst. Like everybody has their thing. And like for me, like my mom was killed in 2020. And yeah, yeah, for real. It was very just random and dark. And I spent like that was like the first time I was like by myself. I had to like there was nowhere to like cope or I wasn't smoking or drinks. I just had nothing but my thoughts. And that's where I had to go through the closets, I had to work on figuring out why I'm alive even to be there, like just that process, and I had
Yeah.
to do it by myself, which is why when I say people are always smoking something or drinking something, it's because there's so much we have to heal with and how we have to deal with. But when you don't let that go, it just builds up and eventually nobody wants to look at it. I didn't. I had literally no choice. I was literally forced. There was nobody around me. I had no family down there. I had no friends down there. I was like, I got no choice but to work on myself. And I really like the whole, I'm going to use that, no attachments, just no attachments to things because it will literally cloud your soul. And this is why people get stuck. And I
Yeah.
think everybody has potential in life to do something great. It doesn't necessarily equal wealth or like status, but like we all have a purpose that is bigger than ourselves. It's up for us to find that purpose. But what we do is we get lost in the mix of everything else. And if we can get, like you said, no attachments where you can just let go, clear your mind, and be open to, like you said, to look to life, to know the life is coming from you, not at you, everything gets easier and you have most progress.
Yeah.
I really like the whole, I'm going to save that, it's no attachments. And Lord knows I have my attachments, but no attachments. So you're big into like a very healthy, healed kind of mindset. Where did that come from? 'Cause
I've
my
been wanting to
saving grace
say
is
like
Jesus.
like
Say what?
all throughout you were talking, I wanted to say, just meditation. 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 Like I'm
Meditate.
telling you, like that's all where it comes from.
Mm,
Just I've had like You had your time in the closet. That was my time in the closet. Just the dark room. You're gonna have some big battles in them sessions. And meditation, like it isn't really just sitting down, eyes closed like this. Right now, this is meditation.
Mm. Okay, hold on. Expand on that's what, and this is why I was gonna ask about what kind of meditation. Because I have my own little practice. Everybody has their own little practice. I'll do my timer. I set a timer. I just get my breath right and try to clear my mind. I imagine it like flushing out thoughts until it's black. And then when I get done with that, I practice gratitude. I gotta, get on a positive mindset. And then after I do that, I'll start like going through my requests about like what I want, what I need, what is healing for other people. And I do that like in prayer. For me, that's like meditation. It clears my mind and I unburden myself. How do you like meditate? What's your process to get into that state?
Really, I'll set the tone, set a grounding point, set a base on, like what's, like what I really want to focus on in that meditation. And I'll just, stretch. You got to stretch first. If we're talking about just base meditation,
Yeah,
like leg thrust, all that, stretch, 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 drink water, and then, no timer. Forget a timer.
no timer.
It's until you, it's until you, what I want to say, it's until you can face whatever you got going on in your head.
Like those revealed to you almost. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I want to do baby T's style of meditation, it's no timer, but it's pick a certain issue or thing I want to focus on. And then do you like think about that and wait? Do you close your eyes and do you do breathing technique, or is it just kind of like we're in a chair, you stretch and you just kind of sit and you focus on that until you find a solution almost?
Not even in the chair. Like I would like the full thing, dark room. I have the music going. The initial thought in my head, like, okay, this is the base of the meditation, you know. But really going into it, it's all breath work. Breath work. Just get lost in your breath, get lost in your breath, and whatever comes up at you, don't throw it away, but resolve it one by one. Whatever comes up, bam, resolve it, figure it out, knock it out, back to your breath, back to your breath. Whatever comes up next, resolve it, knock it out, back to the breath.
Mm.
That's basically all it is, just knocking out things as they come.
That's what you meant. See, this is why it's good deep. Let's get deep podcast on all platforms. But yeah, like no money shortage. So you think of it as like whatever thought pops up, because I like to flush my thoughts and, like you said, clear your mind to let things surface. But I try to identify with every thought that comes up because a lot of thoughts are not us. They're not like our brain speaking our desires. It's our brain just saying stuff at us and up for us to like filter through. At least I
And that's
believe.
why I say meditating, like you can't be thinking a lot. You can't think, because things are always gonna come up. You think about a door, you're gonna think, door. It's a door. You
Yeah.
gotta open the door, obviously. So that's more thinking. Meditation is for it's a time to stop thinking. We're always thinking. We're human. Whole day we're thinking about something. So meditation is time for you to just sit down, stop thinking for a minute, and that's why I say whatever comes up, you resolve it.
Yeah.
You
So
resolve it. If you don't go in there just thinking, 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 because if you're thinking, you're not meditating.
I like that. So it's being present, the power of presence, being here in this very moment, this very time. There is no noise.
And
And
what you keep on saying, like being, we're human beings.
not humans doing, we're humans being. Yes, sir. I like that. So, and this is where the presence is important. And as you get like present, your body, your soul is gonna like unearth the things you need to either do or things you need to let go of. And that's where it comes back to facing yourself, allowing yourself to just be in that space, unmedicated, unfilled with anything, and allow yourself to just feel like you got to face it. And this is why people say, I say, go on fasts, remove something. I'm currently doing no secular wrap and no buying sugars like or candies or cakes. I like to eat those things, man. I get, what I'm saying, the cravings, but it's like challenging myself to just explore more beyond my comfort, allowing yourself to experience, to open yourself up to experience something. And I tell people that, people want to accept something, but
Good.
sometimes you're so full, you can't receive something new. So once you receive something new, something's got to come out. If you
You
have
definitely got
smoky,
to stay. You definitely got to stay uncomfortable. Like if you're comfortable every day, that's the problem.
yeah,
You're vulnerable. You should just stay uncomfortable. Like if you don't feel like doing something, do it. You don't want to get out of bed, get out of bed. You don't want to drink water, drink it. You don't want to eat this, do it. Like, because that is the negative energy wanting to pull you down and keep you right at that low state, that comfortable space of thinking.
mm.
That's why you gotta just do it. Just stay uncomfortable. Stay uncomfortable. Don't be comfortable. Always keep on moving.
So you be taking them cold showers, right, to kind of keep yourself shocked. Free
Definitely.
showers. I like that. Like you said, come on. This is stuff that I'm very familiar with, but I like the idea of doing something again that challenges you, and I put that out to everybody. Have one thing a week to allow yourself to experience something new. Because I'm a lazy person. I'm being honest. I'm an introvert. I like to stay inside and relax. But it's like you have to shock yourself a little bit because again, I believe that God has a plan for every single person. I don't think people are born by mistake. So if we're all here for a purpose, that means, and think about it this way, I believe God is an all loving God who cares about everybody. So let's take that belief and we'll sit with that. Okay, we're here for a purpose, and the person who put us on here has nothing but love for us. So if he wants nothing but love, he wants nothing but the best. We're gonna, just put some common law behind my belief. So if that belief is, that means there's something he put me here that's better than what I expect. However my life is living, it could always be better. If your life is always better, and it's not good right now, that means you're not operating at your best self. You're not allowing yourself to be used. You're not allowing Him to give you, whether it's the universe or God. I think that He loves you unconditionally. Whatever you believe is what you're going to reflect, which is something I'm very getting into. Like, what do you think about the idea that how your life is now is because you believe it serves you? So, like you said, the attachment for one, people will smoke weed because they believe weed serves them. Whether it becomes the point where it's an addiction, where they can't let it go, and they're like, man, I got to do it every day. You do it every day because you believe it helps you every day. If you did it, your body would expel it like it expels a sickness or it heals a cut or a person that you don't like. And you're like, I can't be around them. You will remove things from your life. So when you
Oh yeah,
have the belief
definitely.
that if everything is here for me, the only issue is me pushing everything else away, whether it's literal fear of the unknown or just comfort, we allow our situation to become us and convince it's the world punishing us for
I love fear. I love it.
it.
I don't let fear drive me. Fear, I love it. Like weed, I use weed. Like I feel like weed couldn't be bad unless you make it bad. It all
Yeah,
stems down, like I said,
I agree.
meditation. If you figured out everything within, you can smoke weed. Because
Facts.
now what are you smoking it for? For pleasure. Just, for the feels, all of that thing. Like, it's been times where I smoked weed, would stop smoking it for like, months, smoke it, stop for like weeks. Like right now, I haven't smoked weed since March. I can do that. I can smoke it, stop it. Like, it's not attached to me. I don't need it, you know? That's how it should be. I don't
Yeah,
need anything.
I 100% agree. And again, it comes down to like, what do you place value in? If we're placing value in a low energy outcome, like again, weed, it's just an object in and of itself.
God,
God, I like that. Yes, sir. Thank you. The value comes from God. Again, like I know we don't, you haven't said you were a Christian, but like where does your belief in God or understanding of God come from? Like what would you say you believe in?
I believe in God. I believe in the world. I don't just Christian, Catholic, any spirituality, God. All the religions have in common is there's a God. I don't get into all the other stuff, 8 gods, the 20, there's a God.
Mhm.
We all do the same thing. We're all here for the same reason, but we all got to find our different purposes.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to God. I don't necessarily like the idea of a religion. I feel like it ties you down to the lower energies here.
Mhm. I like.
Like God, like I don't feel like he would. I don't know. It's just something about the religion that
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I've gotten to a point. I still have the beliefs under a Christian belief, but I believe more of my personal relationship with Jesus, with God. I believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And Joseph said this, Joseph, our boss, he said, when I asked him what he believed, because I wasn't quite sure, he said, I'm a follower of Jesus. And I like that because he didn't say I was a Christian or Orthodox Christian or, whatever, Catholic Christian. He just said, I'm a follower of Jesus. And people, again,
Yeah,
like religion, I think, like you said, complicates things when,
yeah,
like I said, the premise of the base is God. My
God,
personal base would be just Jesus, base level. If I don't know what to do, there is a source that I can look at of a person who lived, in my belief, a perfect life. So if I follow a person who is perfect and he tells you just what are the two things we can do? Love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor yourself. That's it. The two greatest. If you can do those things, you're pretty good. Most people can't. And I do agree with the idea that religion is compromised. Religion has pushed people away from just getting to know a creator who loves you. Like again, God is the person here, and God, Jesus, put you on earth for a purpose. That we're here, we're alive for a reason. This isn't punishment, this is gift. The idea that we're even born is a literal miracle in and of itself. The way the earth works, like you said, everything points to God. And that's why I was like, you just build the levels at base form. It all comes down to somebody put you here. Somebody put you here for a reason. And somebody put you here because he loves you. Okay. So if I have a whole blank canvas of somebody who wants to do something good for me, why block the blessing? Why block the blessing? I'm not saying your life's going to be perfect. In fact, Jesus promised it's going to be hard. And that's what he said we need to be uncomfortable. Hardship, but make people. My struggles, my going through those 2, 3 years by myself, molded me to want to be something different. Your struggles of going through, poverty, house changes, your crime, dramas, all the traumas that you, like whatever you went through, that helps build you now. Because imagine if you didn't. Imagine like, who's gonna break the curses? Who's gonna do it? Somebody's got to do it. It's gonna go on forever. There has to be somebody. And again, I love talk about just energies and God, and it's an encouragement for people out there that even if you don't believe in Christian or in Jesus or in God, that there's still forces out there that want to help. God wants to help you, and it only happens if you help yourself. And again, I'm really impressed that you've come to this without uh, a religious kind of belief to it, because Jesus was the only reason I stayed alive, bro. It was like I didn't have I just kind of put it together. Nah, bro, I learned everything the hard way. Everything the hard way. Whether it was bills, school, relationships, everything came from lessons. And that's why I asked, like, how do people even get this? But it's also crazy how it circulates back to God. You know what I mean?
I'm saying like everybody goes through it. Everybody we're humans. We're A human is a survival machine. That's what we are. If you see somebody walk on the street, they've been through something. They overcame it. They're still here. They survived.
Mm,
We have the scars to prove it. We're survival machines. All you have to do, like I say, is meditate, bro. You're gonna see it. It's gonna all stem down to God.
yeah. God, I like that. You said machines. I saw a guy talking about God, how we are like, how we're as humans are building like tech AI and it's like the future, but also we're like tech ourselves. Like God is a higher being of intelligence, and He's imparting part of intelligence onto us. We're like a literal AI creation of His doing, and like we can't process how much more intelligent this being is. Like, imagine there's just so many variables all moving at once. Mentor talks about this. Like, you're driving home from a car, and everybody looks at it as like you get a huge delay, like 20 minutes. And you're like, man, bro, I need to get there now. But in like 20 minutes goes by, and you see there was a car crash. And it was like, bro, somebody got really hurt, but it was at the exact same time you were supposed to be there. At the same
Yeah,
time, like, there's like all these variables that are going on, but they're always working for benefit, literally, which is again like a testament to a higher intelligent being that is trying to do you a service.
yeah.
Again, like where did you like watch? Like, was there a YouTuber or a person that kind of puts you onto that mindset, or was it literal life that you're like, this only like makes sense to me?
Not even, bro, because like I just always had that calling. I just listened to myself, went within. All this, like everything I've said right now came from within. Not me doing research, not me listening to someone on YouTube, Reddit, anybody else. This is all me. My belief, whatever came from within. Then I seen somebody on YouTube, spiritual soul.
Who?
Spiritual soul Illuminati.
Oh, so I've heard of Solo, but I haven't seen a lot of his stuff.
But yeah, when I found his channel, I'm like, everything he talks about, I already know
Mm,
from born within. So like it was basically like reassurance and just not even that, but I would say confirmation to what I know.
mm. I heard that. You ever hear of Taekwondo?
Oh yeah.
Taekwondo. That see again, like we've had so many different experiences, but like mine was the opposite. When I didn't know, I searched for God, but I searched on every platform there was, whether it was dating. I listened to every podcast, call her daddy, like anything that was like any kind of information, I had to absorb it. And like I said, Taekwondo, even like toxic ones, fresh and fit. I like to just absorb information, learn, and then once you kind of get like pieces, and like you said, you put it to the source, then you kind of make sense of it. And then after that, I would test it. I need to see this in action. What's really true? What's really happening? Have you ever like went through that process where you see like I know this, but I got to test it to make sure?
Every day. I like to tell people I'm the living proof. I wouldn't tell you things, I wouldn't do things if I wasn't sure of it.
Mm.
I'm the living proof. Like, it's tatted on me. It's tatted on me.
That you know,
I'm the proof.
yeah.
Literally. Like everything I've ever done, you know, I'm sure of it. I've definitely been through it, the trial and error. I took them hits. 'Cause like
Mm.
I said, I'm breaking the curse. I'm, starting this. It's me.
You're built for it. You're made for it. You're alive for a reason, and it's part of that purpose. So again, I believe God put this purpose on you to fulfill this, not just for you, but for your family, for generations, for the bloodline. And like I said, you don't have a religious view, but like, was there ever like a time where you felt like God, as the higher being, like calling on you, or you felt had an experience where He revealed Himself to you in some kind of way that kind of like reassured your belief? Like example, I'll have times where I go to God in meditation, and I gotta have like we gotta have a talk. I mean, we're just gonna have heart to heart, and I won't leave the meditation until He gives me like some kind of answer or something that reveals Himself. Or I've had people that have walked up to me on the streets and gave me a piece of paper with a note that talks about my situation. Somebody I'd never even met before, haven't seen again. They're like talking about, I know you went through this, this, and this, and I'm like, who's this person? You're like, was there ever a moment like that?
I mean, I don't like putting God in like uncomfortable situations or backing them to a corner like, hey, I need this now.
No,
I talk to him.
I don't mean like backing them in, but it's like I want to be as close to you right now as I can. Like I want to have a talk with this person. I want you to reveal yourself to me. And the reason why I say that is I believe God says, "Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open." When you ask with your heart and your intentions are aligned with His, He's gonna give it to you. Ask and it's already yours. You know what I mean? Ask and you shall receive. So when I say that, I mean like going with the mindset. I'm asking for this now. I'm here. I'm gonna wait. You know, like I'm waiting on you. Would tell you reveal yourself to me. So just to clear it up, not like you owe me and you're gonna give it to me. Like literally like beg almost to have a closer experience with.
Yeah, because I feel like, like my personal belief and all that, he's around everything, him in the universe. Everything happens for a reason. So I wouldn't be just walking around looking for signs, but if it comes about, I know, it came about for a reason.
So you like sign habits are like that's God looking out right there. This happened, this blessing,
Definitely,
this is God. Okay, for I believe
definitely.
everything in life that happens comes from God, which is make my stance clear. But yeah, like I said, I like to ask because it's meeting another person who doesn't have the same beliefs but has a lot of the same mindset experiences is very interesting to know how people get there, especially when you believe in the higher power of God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what is like your baby T's official three like pieces, like three steps of advice that you would give to a person that's like, hey man, I feel like I could be doing more with my life. I feel like I have something to do. What's some advice you could give
Um,
just to like
like
get
I
them
said,
started?
bro, you gotta meditate.
I was like, we're going back to meditation.
That's where it comes from, man. Like, I'm like a broken record, but if you don't meditate, bro, if you haven't meditated, you shouldn't even be walking this earth right now. Get in that room, go meditate, figure out yourself, then come out to this earth.
I like that.
That's
Meditation
it.
is again the best practice of presence because we live in an age where he's present. We're always engaged in somebody else's life, whether it's a streamer, music, TV, drama, or drugs. We're always so filled. And like you said, when you have all these attachments, you're not operating at your highest self. You're not elevating your vibe. And
It all stems down to something like that. Everything like the biggest streamers, the biggest influencers, they know what they're doing. They all know what they're targeting. The mind. So if you can you know free yourself from that and just like I say, meditate. You meditate, you know what to look out for, your energy, you would be good. Like that's the only
yeah,
advice.
yeah,
That's the only advice I can give is just meditate and just stay aware.
stay
Be
aware.
healthy.
I'll add on. If we're meditating, like when you have something's come, don't don't push it away. Don't try to force it out. You can never get rid of a feeling or thought fully. You can only transfer it or let it go. So like if you're
Yep.
having all these feelings of negativity or anger, don't push it away, but let it be transferred. Energy can never go away, but it can always be transferred to something else. And this is why you have like the gym people. When you're feeling frustrated or angry, lift weights, transfer the energy into the gym. Even like for guys, they have, and this is where it gets into spirituality, like sexual energy is also like one of your key sources of creativity. The life force we have is the life force that allows us to create, to put something new out there. When you're feeling that, we're not supposed to use it, but to transfer it, put ourselves out there. And this is where the YouTubers and the creators, and it comes down to they were persistent, they didn't stop, they kept going. And I've done, I've done the whole social media, got millions of views. You've done the music things, the work that comes with it, but that's literally all it is. You have to have a belief in yourself. You have to know that you're already called for it. If you believe you're made for the music, why operate out of fear of what if? Just know that what's yours is yours, and then the consistency to know that it's not about finding it; it's about aligning with it. Aligning with your purpose, aligning with the music. Over time, whether it's now or in a year or two, it's going to open the door for you. Whatever is done is done. Like the future you envision is already there. whatever we need to get to that future is here now in the present. We keep
Yeah,
that again, the presence, the mind of being present. Whatever you're looking for, it's not in the past, it's not in the future, it's in the present. And you won't find anything to look at anywhere else.
that's why I said like everything, all life problems, you're thinking, what can I do to be happy? What can I achieve? All these things, like it all stems down to thinking, using your mind. And that's why I'm so heavy on meditation. That's it.
Bros, back to the bed. Bro, about to meditate as soon as we get off. We're about to spend the next hour. But it's real. And most people don't think like the way we do. And it's not like a jab, but it's most people don't go through the process of refinement to allow their minds to be elevated a little bit. And that's why I want to like emphasize it to people to be open to it, to the process of being present, meaning that the past, present, and future. Like everybody's just again drinking, partying, smoking. That's most of the population. Everybody's not gonna make it. Not everybody's gonna be famous. The key is once you realize these things, is to kind of filter out the people or the attachments that you have to yield the highest result. My issue for one is like if I've talked to you like I know these things and I do, but you get surrounded by environments that don't promote or elevate your highest creativity. Instead, you fall down with everybody else because everybody else not only is there, but they're comfortable there. And their
Yep.
comfort makes you feel like there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Your comfort. Why are you like this? We're all cool. Why are you the odd one out? You know what I mean? Peer pressure, is real. Not, even if it's passively, you just see people doing their life, doing their habits, doing their attachment routine, and you're like, it might be normal. It's not normal. That's
No, for real.
a big revelation for me. But it also is important, like you said, to spend time with yourself because the process of going through that is lonely. A lot of people can't be around you when you're on that removing stuff. You're gonna be surprised, at least in my opinion, how much removed you're gonna find, like the things that are gonna be gone.
Definitely.
That is,
Everything you 100%.
yeah. Again, it's a very hard, lonely process, but it's good to have conversations with people who would get it because not only will it help each other, but we're both going to go through the process. The funny thing is, like, everybody can eat. There's plenty of room out there for everybody. There's enough money to go around. Not everybody's going to get it, though. Somebody's always going to have to flip a burger. You know what I mean? Like, the key is,
Like I
like,
said, like I got a quote from our songs. What I say? If you don't take the risk, another nigga will. You know? Because if
right,
you don't take it, somebody else will.
somebody's going to take it. Again, and there's enough room for everybody to eat. I like to have no fear. I'll be honest. I'm still working on the have no fear and all that, but it's real. And like I said, I want to be able to find people. I have buddies that will hold me accountable on call. I hope now that we can hold each other accountable to produce excellence because
That's why I love my group,
yeah,
and that's why no money shortage. Like I say, like you said, it's enough for everybody to eat. Everybody can eat. That's why I'm big on that. It's been times where I cut my plate in half so you can eat. If I see you good, I'm good.
right,
I ain't got the full thing. But like you said, it's enough to go around.
right.
That's
Because
why.
most people try to like get there and they'll like remove the people around you, but the connections, it's the journey and process that make it all fly. We're gonna look back one day and we're gonna think about, man, growing up in Michigan with this, and this, and look at me now. Man, growing up in Iowa being poor, like all these experiences, it makes the destination so much more fruitful, but we have to embrace the experience. You know what I mean?
No, for
I
real. And
like
I
that.
can forget, where I came from, Wisconsin, just because like it's so much, it's a part of me and what shaped me to be who I am today. Can never forget that.
Mm, I like that. And this is a raw, unedited topic, people. We are not going to cut. There is no cuts.
Raw and uncut.
Straight build-ups, but we are reaching the end. So I want to ask some. I want to get to some segments to get some like personal questions from the artists. Since you are doing music, give me your top three next collaborations that you want. Most important, the biggest you could think of. No.
Let me see. Like I said, like the biggest I had was Baby Tron. I got that.
Mm,
He was the only one I was thinking about. A few others. Baby Tron. AC No, Babyface Ray. Like Bankroll Reese.
mm.
Every feature that was on my list, I have them.
Really? So you don't want like no Kendrick Lamar, no
Oh yeah, of
21.
course. Yeah, of course. Kendrick, maybe, Dame Dot, if people know him, Dame Dot, Kendrick Lamar, but them two, that's probably it. Kendrick Lamar,
Lil Durk,
Dame Dot, maybe Kanye.
maybe I would Kanye too, any day. Okay, so we got Kendrick Lamar, Dame Dot, Kanye is your next three. You want to get on the next track. Okay.
Definitely.
So what's another? Now that I've heard your whole last album, went through the whole thing. What's like a new style you want to like kind of dive into? Because I have a sibling, he does all the style, whether it's country, reggae. Is that something you're like interested in, like branching out, or you trying to like master the craft?
Really, I'm really just focusing on mastering the craft right now, but I'm the way I am, I can adapt to anything. Like if my producer, engineer want to cook up something differently,
Mm,
I'm down for it. Like I don't have a certain style, but I can really flow and match to anything that's sent my way.
heard that. Lastly, what's the next like grand scheme? We have a whole album, guys. The final stage now on our platforms. Go give it a listen. It is fire. No money shortage. But what's like the next big thing? You just dropped an album. What's coming next for Big T?
I got a collab tape, back to what you said previously, with my brother,
Mm,
Buddy Rich. Collab tape coming up. Um, I have Samuel Jackson, the trilogy coming up,
okay.
and the X Files revamp coming up. I got a lot of big things cooking. Y'all just gotta stay tuned. Tap in. Instagram, official Baby T,
Official Big T.
all platforms, Baby T, no space, YouTube, Baby T, NMS, stay informed. I got big things coming for sure.
Heard that. Coming from the man himself. Is there anything you want to impart to the people? Any last words of wisdom before we call it?
Hey, just do yourself, meditate. That's it.
Guys,
Do
make sure you want
yourself.
to listen to this when it comes out. As soon as you get done, take yourself a little meditation, genuinely, and find yourself. Find God. All right, guys. That has been it. Thank you for listening to the Let's Get Deep podcast. I'm your host, Ian, aka Dano. Then we had Baby T, No Money Shortage, final stage out now on all platforms, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
All right, y'all.